View, a production of the Aurora University Communication Program. We bring you the people and events of the Aurora University community. I'm Loretta Johnson.
And I'm Christina Gonzalez, and we'll be your host for this episode. Our feature stories for this episode will be about Professor Deborah Moses and how she used teaching to stay positive through her fight to overcome cancer, and a second story on the Spartan Chronicle and their journey to become a better-known newspaper. We will also be interviewing Julian Miller from Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated about Custodian Appreciation Day. But first, let's go over the latest news.
The end of the semester is quickly approaching, and that means final exams. Finals week begins Monday, December 9th. While most of you will probably be doing a lot of last-minute studying the night before, this is not the best way to study for your exam. To help you on your quest for that elusive A, we here at AU in View have some tips to get you the best grade possible. Instead of cramming the night before your test, space out your studying by doing a small amount daily. A little studying every day will help you remember a lot more information. On the day of your test, keep your brain as active as possible by waking up early and eating a healthy breakfast. Go over your notes before your test to keep information fresh in your mind. Check with your professors to see what day your final exam is being held, and don't be late. Good luck!
Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated and Aurora University will be hosting Custodian Appreciation Day on November 25th and 26th. The administration and the students will hold tables in Dunham Atrium to recognize the full-time custodians here on campus. There are approximately 27 full-time custodians employed on AU's campus, and the Alphas hope to raise awareness to tell the students of just how important it is to keep the campus clean. Aurora University and Physical Properties, the employers of the custodians, hope to make this event an annual event. Later on the show, we'll have Julian Miller, a brother of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated and the coordinator of Custodian Appreciation Day, to talk with us more about the event.
Many people trace the origins of the modern-day Thanksgiving to the harvest celebration that the Pilgrims held in Plymouth, Massachusetts in 1621. However, their first true Thanksgiving was in 1623 when they gave thanks for rain that ended a drought. These early Thanksgivings took the form of a special church service rather than a feast. Today, however, many families and friends will be focused on the turkey dinner rather than the weather. Thanksgiving this year will be on Thursday, the 28th of November. Aurora University students will be on break from the 27th of November until the 1st of December. Even though the holiday break may seem a little short this year, many students are excited to be home with their families to enjoy a delicious turkey dinner, but also to take their minds off the busy schedule of the school year.
Today we will be featuring a news package on Professor Deborah Moses. This is an inspiring story about how a professor used her passion for teaching as a way to stay positive through her fight of overcoming cancer.
Aurora University is home to a wide variety of professors, each with the task of challenging and inspiring students to achieve their most ambitious of goals. One of these people is Debbie Moses. An adjunct professor, she splits her time between teaching and freelance writing. But recent events in her life have Debbie Moses inspiring students in a whole new way. During the spring term of 2013, Moses began her normal adjunct teaching schedule, working at 4 different schools at the same time. Her plans were set and she was ready, but those plans changed when she was diagnosed with breast cancer.
I don't know that I actually believed it was true until after chemotherapy was over, but I was not I didn't feel like I was in a position to question it. It's like, they say I have cancer, I see the pathology report, everything says that I do, I'm going to do the chemo because I don't like the alternative if I don't. And I just never really thought about it. I had to work, sleep, do chemo, work, sleep, do chemo. So I really didn't get a lot of time to really think about what was going on. I had to sleep enough to where I would have the energy to attend my classes.
She came in with a lot of positivity, full of energy, and she really wanted to make the class enjoyable.
When I would go to class for that hour and 15 minutes, or 2 hours and a half, or 50 minutes, however long the class would last, that was my chance to just completely forget about it.
In the summer of 2013, Moses completed chemotherapy and received surgery, thankfully leaving her cancer-free. Every year, events like the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure are held to spread awareness about breast cancer and raise money to find a cure.
It was a celebration of survivors, and then it was also a really big encourager to people who were currently struggling with it. We saw a lot of people that had shirts on that maybe had like a picture of like their mother, sister, aunt, somebody that also was suffering, and they were walking for them because they were unable to walk themselves.
Throughout her battle with breast cancer, Moses looked for support from friends and family, support groups, and wellness centers. Her experience gave her insight that she wants to share with others.
If I were, one of my friends were to come and say they had the same situation, I would say, keep your life as normal as possible, because that's one of the things that really got me through. I went to class.
Debbie Moses exceeds her role as a teacher. She took her time, even though she's definitely a busy woman. One day I'd come into class and she'd say, I have this article that you're really going to need. I think it'll help you towards your career. And this had nothing to do with our actual class.
In the end, it's something, and I can say in the end because I kind of feel that the end is coming, you know, and I as far as the end of the ordeal. And I'm back to work. I'm back to, during chemo, I couldn't stay awake very late. I'm back to my insomnia. I'm back to being up at 2 a.m. I'm thankful for, it's funny the things you get thankful for. It's like, wow.
The story of Debbie Moses is a common one. 1 in 4 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their life, many of whom are not as blessed as Debbie to have lived to tell her tale. Thankfully, we have Debbie here with us at Aurora University to remind us that even when all hope seems lost, that is no reason to give up fighting.
That's such an inspiring story. I have her for one of my classes, my public relations class on Tuesday nights, and you couldn't even tell that, you know, that she had cancer or anything like that. She really, really puts it off well.
It's really good to know that she uses something that she loves so much to keep her going. Otherwise, I don't know if I could have gotten through it, like not doing anything.
She's a very, very strong woman.
All right, and that's so good that we got to see that. So our second package today, we'll take a look at the Spartan Chronicle, and we're going to see just what they do and how they're trying to get more exposure for their newspaper.
If one were to look for Aurora University's school paper's printing press, they would not have any luck. No, it is not a secret society because the Spartan Chronicle is an online newspaper.
Students can join the paper and participate in a variety of ways. We have writers and contributors, we have photographers, we can use graphic designers, even ad salespeople. And I chose to create an online-only publication since I think that's sort of the future of where media are going today and in the future.
I'm standing here in Dunham's new media lab where the Spartan Chronicle meets every other Thursday at 12. The main challenge that the newspaper faces is that it is open to the students of AU, and not a lot of people are educated on what it is or how it works.
Hi, so
Hey.
do you know about the school newspaper on campus?
We have a school newspaper?
Yes. Oh.
Nope. No, I do not.
Oh, yeah, I have heard about the newspaper.
Do you know what it's called?
The Spartan Chronicle.
And do you know how to access it?
It's online through the website, right? Not really sure exactly where, but yeah, I think so.
Student involvement in the newspaper is starting to rise, but faculty advisor Heidi Schlump and editor-in-chief Toussaint Egan would like to see the numbers rise even more.
One thing that I think that students don't know about the newspaper, other than that it exists, we're still trying to work on that, is that you don't have to be a comm major in order to write for the Spartan Chronicle. You don't have to be a journalism concentration. You don't even need to be an English student. It's like really, our editors are willing to help you in organizing your content into AP-style format and make sure you're able to put it out there. So yeah, anyone can come as you are.
Although the newspaper is student-run, Heidi Schlump, an associate professor of communications here at Aurora, is the staff advisor for the paper.
I consider myself like the coach of the team that produces the newspaper. I'm not the editor. Students are the editors, and they make the editorial decisions. So I'm there just to make sure that, to give a little guidance as they are the leaders to the student newspaper.
My mission statement in my capacity as the editor-in-chief is to advocate the facilitation of student voices in the community.
I would say it's beneficial for individuals who are interested in communication or journalism careers to have published clips of their work that are published on something official like a student newspaper. But even if you're not interested in journalism as a career, it can be helpful to have extracurriculars that you've been involved in and examples of professional writing and working with your peers. It certainly is beneficial for the whole university if more and more students participate in the student newspaper, since it is a place for student voices.
If you're interested in joining, remember to contact the staff advisor or the student editor-in-chief for more information. All are welcome.
So as bad as it sounds, I didn't even know that we had a school newspaper.
Not a lot of people do, but hopefully now they're going to be putting out more stuff and more people will know about them.
Yeah, hopefully they get a little bit better well known. I'm sure great writers, it'll be a great read. So joining us today, we have Julian Miller. Julian Miller is the historian of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. He coordinated the event for Custodian Appreciation Day. Hey Julian, how are you doing today?
I'm all right, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you for asking. So you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right, well, my name is Julian Miller. I am a senior here at Aurora University, majoring in communication. I am the historian of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, which is the first intercollegiate black fraternity founded in 1906 by 7 outstanding men. So definitely, I'm active on campus with AUSA as a senior senator, and you know that's about me in a nutshell.
Okay, so go ahead and tell us a little more about Alpha Phi Alpha. You guys do a lot on campus, but really tell us about the beginning of it and what you guys really do around campus.
Okay, so Alpha Phi Alpha here, our chapter here is Pi Sigma chapter, and a lot of the stuff we do on campus is mainly educational based. We mix socials in there too, but like the main thing that we want to do is to, you know, enlighten students and kind of like make them like kind of more active about school life in general, because it's not just about the social and the party or anything like that. It's about, at the end of the day, education. So a lot of the events we hold here, from like seminars about time management to money management, is all about, you know, getting students to like understand that about college life.
So I understand one of the events that you guys have coming up is Custodian Appreciation Day. Would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, definitely. So Custodian Appreciation Day is it's our way of showing our appreciation for the custodians here on campus of AU. And what we're going to be doing is November 25th and November 26th, we're going to be having tables in Dunham and the CAF where students can come by at our tables and fill out thank you notes to the custodians and even sign a really big, you know, postcard for them. And then we hope to have that postcard hang in Dunham for the rest of the semester. And this event is something that I was particularly passionate about, because I really do appreciate the custodians and what they do. So this gives students a chance to give them an avenue to like kind of, you know, show that.
All right, well, Custodian Appreciation Day, that's not something you really hear about a lot of college kids doing. Where did this idea come from?
Okay, so definitely I always cared about service growing up and giving back to the community. And when joining Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, it kind of magnified that to about 100%. And then being around people with that same mentality, like ideas get thrown around a lot. And this was something like I thought about. I was like, hey, I've noticed that we don't have anything really that appreciates the custodians, and especially with this year with all the construction and like remodeling, the physical properties had to have the custodians do a lot more work this semester. Like they had to work like overtime and just crazy hours. So I thought it would be a great idea to kind of like this semester especially like give them something back and like show them that students actually do care about them.
That's an awesome concept. You know, I know sometimes people don't always feel appreciated, especially custodians, so that's awesome that you guys could come up with something to make them feel appreciated. So I know that you guys have some tables out in Dunham. What are those for?
Okay, so basically, essentially what they're for is for students to come by, because in Dunham and the CAF, students come by all the time. So what we hope is for students to come by, see our table. We're going to be giving out kind of like handouts where it says like how to, you know, keep like how to keep the campus tidy, like tips like that, and also, you know, construction on like like thank you cards, thank you notes. We're gonna have like kind of like markers there, things for them to do, and to sign the big card, and we're gonna present that to the custodians at a later date, and then really tell them that it's from the students, and kind of like sit down with them and kind of build a rapport with them.
All right, well, way to go green. I'm really proud of that. I'm all for going green. So tell me a bit about your other brothers. I know you said you're the coordinator, but who are the other alphas that we can look out for so that we know where to go when we want to sign on this card and everything?
Okay, so there are 7 active brothers on campus. UG Sansone, who is the vice president, Aaron Williams, who is the president, Christopher Moss, who is the sergeant in arms, Anthony McTizick, who is the treasurer, Malik Nkatha, who is the secretary, and Caleb Rice, who is the editor of our magazine, The Sphinx.
Okay.
Okay, so in what ways can students interact and participate in Custodian Appreciation Day other than just signing the card?
Well, definitely, it's not just restricted to signing a card. Like the whole day, like for both days, we want students to actually take this time to reach out to custodians that they see, because the main thing is awareness. We want to bring awareness to what the custodians are doing. So if students feel like they can like come up to custodians, like just say, you know, thank you for your service, and kind of just like kind of talk with them for not too long, but like, you know, just to like let them know that, you know, I appreciate what you're doing. And even if they want to like even give them like, you know, little like refreshments, like Gatorade bottles, like whatever they want to do, like that, like those 2 days will be for like the custodian students. Like it's not just restricted to the tables.
I know a lot of students don't ever think twice about what gets cleaned up on campus. Like you wake up and your dorm bathroom is clean. I think I miss that one about living on campus. And I know I've never even thought about saying thank you. But I remember I did have a good interaction with one of the custodians. Is there a reason, is there a specific custodian that you have that you're close with that kind of pushed you to push for this event?
Yeah, I know a number of custodians around campus. A couple that come to mind are Oscar, Daryl, and Juana even. And I've talked to them these past like 4 years that I've been here, and it's been like little things where like I'd be coming out of my room in the mornings and I'd see them and I kind of like just talk to them like, oh, like what's going on? And then the main reason that I really pushed for this event was because they're the ones that told me about how much work they were doing over the summer and this semester. And I feel like students would not know that if they didn't ask. And so that made me realize that we need something on campus that brings awareness to what they are doing. Because when you think about it, they're really the unsung heroes of Aurora. They're behind the scenes, you know, people don't really know who they are. And with this event, it brings them to the forefront and gives students a chance to actually meet who is keeping our campus tidy. Because yeah, you're right, a lot of people do get up in the morning and just, oh, our campus is clean. So.
Even over the summer, this was one of the first summers this past summer that I spent in Illinois, you know, working out around the school. You still see the custodians are still here over the summer, and I don't think that a lot of students understand that it's a year-round job. Just because we don't go to school, the custodians are still here, even when we're not here during breaks and things like that. So what is one of the things you enjoyed most about putting this event together?
Definitely one of the main things was building that relationship with faculty and physical properties, like trying to get the event together, because that's where you like truly learn a lot about what they do around campus. Like I knew a little bit of the things, but by meeting with physical properties, talking to Corey and Gary, like they really like shown me that like there's a lot that they do around campus, and definitely the more I learned, the more I wanted other students to know about just what they do and to give them the appreciation that they really deserve.
Yeah, I mean, even sitting here talking to you, 27 custodians, you'd never know that. So my big thing, and it's because I love surprises, do they know that this Appreciation Day is coming to them? I mean, it's, what, the 25th, 26th? So do they know, or are they going to be completely surprised by it?
They definitely know that it's going on, because,
Okay.
yeah, Corey let them know that, you know, that we're planning to do something for them. I don't know how specific she got with the situation, but I'm pretty sure they know it's coming, just so they can like be on the lookout for it, you know, because if they didn't know it was coming, and if they didn't know where to go or look out for it, then, you know, it would go by unnoticed, and that's not what we want at all. So.
Either way, I feel like they're going to be surprised. They're obviously going to feel really appreciated. What would you like to do next time around that you haven't been able to do this time around? Was there anything that you would do differently, anything that you did more of?
Oh, definitely. Like I see something like this being the kind of the groundwork for something much bigger. Like as the years go by, if even next year, if we're able to get students more involved with custodians by helping them out, clean a classroom, take out trash, even shadow a custodian's job, and then we plan to have like T-shirts so that you can get everyone involved, so that when people see the shirts, they're like, oh man, custodians. We're like we appreciate them. Oh man, we know about them. We know about what they're doing. Like it raises awareness like that. And definitely one of the bigger things, we want to have a banquet for the custodians in which we give them certificates of appreciations and plaques, and kind of like a big event for them, kind of, because like I was talking to physical properties, and the only thing that they really have is a Christmas dinner at the end of the year, and that's not really for students, and it's just for the custodians. So by having a banquet with students, custodians, and faculty, it makes them feel more involved in campus and more appreciated overall. So that's the vision I see for the future.
All right, well, we're definitely going to show our support for these unsung heroes. Thank you so much for coming on and telling us about this. It's been great speaking with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
It's almost time to say goodbye, but before that, we have one last thing.
The first thing that pops into minds when it's November is Black Friday. Many major department stores like Macy's and JCPenney are opening their doors at 8 p.m. on Thanksgiving for the very first time. Other major companies are trying to make it Black Thursday and are opening their doors even earlier than years before. Retailers have long scrambled to be the first place shoppers go to when they open up their wallets this holiday season. In the past couple of years, sales have been coming earlier and earlier in the fall, making Black Friday almost pointless. Many retail stores are already handing out flyers to communicate to consumers exactly what sales they're having and what they're going to be promoting on this very hectic day. Other retail stores who have access to many advertising are sending out text messages to their consumers to persuade them to make the journey into their stores. Some notable items we can watch out for this year are the iPad Air, the Xbox One, and the PS4. If you dare to venture out on this day of madness, expect to be waiting in long, long lines. And please remember, be safe.
That's all the time we have for this episode of AU in View. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.